So Temba says to Zodwa, the kids haven't eaten their sandwiches. Don't worry, says Zodwa. Throw them out. And Temba opened the front door and said, kids, Mom says you two must leave the house. My dear friends, did you watch the state capture inquiry today, the Zondo Commission? Did you see a woman called Miss Yake Quinana? Guys, this woman is a chartered accountant. She's a board member of SAA. She's an auditor. And then she comes to this commission, sits on that witness stand, and breaks every rule in the book. She doesn't answer questions. She's argumentative. She does not defend governance, which is her role as a board member, but more so as a chartered accountant. She accepts that she went to management meetings when she's supposed to be a board member. She lies, she deflects. She rolls her eyes at the chairman of the commission. Like, you know, I swear today, I've never seen Justice Zondo as angry as he was today. I mean, I even thought there was a time when he said, he was almost there. Yo. And then she has a lawyer called Advocate Mbanjwa. Damn. No, man, guys, we deserve better. But anyway, let's do what we do best. That's what people like her do. I'm not sure he's doing it best. I think she does it worst. But anyway, welcome to Motivation Monday on Talk with Rams Live. I hope, no, in fact, I know that Dr. T is going to leave you in a better place after tonight's show. You do not have to worry anymore about Miss Quinana and Miss Mbanjwa. We don't have to worry about those guys. We are live on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you for joining us and choosing to join us. We do post the link on YouTube. This is the most powerful 30 minutes of digital content. Join us, comment on Facebook, comment on Instagram and Twitter, and send WhatsApp voice notes on 067-271-8239. Many of us find success, but a lot of us are never ready for it when it happens. I can personally attest to it. I have a few examples of things I built and grew, but soon they slipped out of my fingers because I was never ready for success. In the process, losing lots of money, but even sadder, losing lots of energy to start again. But tonight, we are going to solve this with our resident personal development coach, Dr. Thando Sibanda, author of The Winning Mindset, global speaker and coach. Good evening, Dr. T. Thank you very much for joining us again.
Good evening, my brother Rams. I'm very excited to finally be at Destination Motivation Monday. Yeah, I'm very excited.
This is the one space that is so important. I say it without fear of contradiction, Dr. T, to myself. So the fact that we can even give it to other people is a bonus for me. First, I'm the recipient, and I always walk away much better, much stronger, much happier. And thank you for that. I could never thank you enough, Dr. T.
No, thank you, my brother. I mean, it is absolutely worth its space if at least one person gets the benefit of the effort. Thank you so much, much appreciated.
So let's get the ball rolling on the subject, growing into your success, Dr. T. That sounds so sexy. What are we talking about?
Right. We're talking about the fact here, Brother Rams, that sustainable success is not an event, but a process. You know, some people rise fast, but they don't shine for long, while others take long, but have sustained longevity on the stage of success. And so I think it's important to beg the question: what is it about success that seems accessible for some and yet elusive for others? And what should someone do, and how should someone view their growth in relation to success? And I think we're going to be looking at some key principles and some tools tonight that will help people actually prepare for and walk in sustained success. And let me be very, very clear that we will be discussing a success that is achieved through integrity and honest gain. Success that is legally achieved. That is the context.
So when you say legal achieved, Dr. T, I could put in $30 into the Lotto tomorrow and win some money. That's legal. And is that not successful?
Well, it is legal and it is definitely successful. But you see, the interesting thing is that I remember reading a report. In fact, it's a report from the Washington Post, and CNBC broadcast that. Jonelle Matt, one of their top reporters, writes that lottery winners are more likely to declare bankruptcy within 3 to 5 years than the average American. So,
Dr. T, I interviewed the then chairman of the National Lottery Board when I was on Metro FM. Right. And he told of a story of a guy who won 5 million rand. And that guy had lost all of it in a year. All of it. He was on the streets, completely poor.
Yep.
But then, Dr. T, something happened. He says, and then this guy made history. Won the Lotto again for 7 million rand. And he said that was at that time when the same person won it again, they decided they're going to do a compulsory coaching and counseling to help people not to reverse back into their poverty after becoming successful through the Lotto.
Wow, that's one person winning the Lotto twice. They actually say the odds of actually winning the Lotto, you've got better odds of being struck by lightning than actually winning the Lotto. So for one guy to land it twice, that's quite remarkable.
In fact, I know the odds in South Africa. The odds are 1 in 13 million. That's right. Huge. 1 in 13 million. I mean, I play golf. I have a better chance of getting a hole-in-one than winning the Lotto.
Absolutely. No, man, that's powerful, man. That's really, really powerful. Quite interesting. But anyway, we want to look at success and contextualize success in a way that our people can be better prepared to walk into it. I think history is replete and examples are galore of people that have walked into success without preparing for it and literally lost it, And so I think it's very important that we arm our people, that we equip our people with tools and methodologies and an understanding of the relationship between success and growth, that can then move them forward.
Then you say, Dr. T, that true sustainable success is not just what happens to you, but is a reflection of who you're becoming.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You see, a sustainable transgenerational success is a product of who you evolve into. A colleague of mine says wealth is a mindset. If poverty is a mindset, wealth is a mindset as well. And so you find that one needs to become the type of person that can be sustainably successful. It's the same as leadership, If you are leading, the question is, are you the type of person that 1,000 people can follow, 100,000 people can follow? So it's not just about the fact that no, I'm in the position of success. No, have you evolved into the type of person that success can be comfortable? You can wear it like a robe, you know. And I've seen that, especially in our continent, we rise fast, but we don't shine for long. Yes, it is true for other continents as well, but contextualizing it to Africa, you know, you find that we become very wasteful and we don't have prolonged success because there is a mismatch between the achievement and the mindset. You know, so I believe that success must be a progressive, natural development. It must be an evolution of a mindset that has already cropped success before the body walks into it. So it's really a mindset thing first before it is an activity or a behavior thing.
Are you saying, Dr. T, that when my mindset is at a particular level, I am going to attract things at that level? Is that what you're saying, that it starts with me being at a particular level to attract those things?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You see, when you grow, you attract things that are at that level of growth. You know, Rams, there is nothing as powerful as someone who has grown to the level that attracts certain things into their lives. They wear their success well. But on the other hand, there is nothing as frustrating as someone who becomes successful, but they have not matured into the person that can handle success. You know, like we spoke about lottery winners, you know, declaring bankruptcy within 3 to 5 years. You know, that's the average in US. And you've just spoken of an example in terms of what happened here. You see, when someone grows, they start to attract things that grow. In fact, I always say that when you grow as a person, you start outgrowing certain things and attracting others. You will find that as we evolve and grow and become mature, you know, a lot of us, you know, our Nokia 3310s disappeared. You don't even know where it went to, but it's because you outgrew it. You know, there are certain things we have outgrown. You know, you start off, you are living in a one-bedroom flat, but guess what? As you develop yourself, you develop your value, and you grow as a person. Not that there's anything wrong with a one-bedroom flat, but you find that a lot of times you end up outgrowing the space, and then you demand, just your growth demands a bigger space. Your growth demands a certain acceleration. Your growth demands a new environment. Your growth demands a new type of friends around you. So literally, it is when you grow, you attract things that are at that level of growth. It is a fraud, Rams, to grow and not grow your environment.
Now we're going to get, I want you to get deep because I'm going to get controversial. See, that's the only way I can get you to go deep is when I get controversial. And I'm trained to be controversial, Dr. T. It's ingrained in me, and I've done it for the last 30 years. But
let's go for it.
But Dr. T, is there no risk? I mean, and I think people sometimes do it, where we then buy that success because we want to be seen to have grown to a particular level, even when we cannot afford it. You made an example of a two-bedroom house as opposed to a one-bedroom flat, or a bigger car, or even being seen with different people at a new level. Is there a trap where people try to do those things because they want to appear to have reached that level, even when they have not reached it?
You know, we actually have a saying in our society and in our communities that is very said quite a lot, very popular. We say, "Fake it till you make it." Now, the challenge with faking it till you make it is that somebody buys success but without the mindset of it. And so the biggest challenge there, Rams, is that you can't buy sustainable success, you know, and your mindset needs to grow into it. I always say hooligans will always stick out like a sore tooth. You know, there are certain people that don't quite belong to the level, and you will see that if you get if you buy it, if you fake it, you can't sustain it.
Yes.
You see, because success, sustained success is authentic. It's an authentic aura that then brings with it that level. So the challenge is that if you fake it, you will have to sustain the fake. But the fake is unsustainable because success is first a mindset before it is an action or an activity. That's the biggest issue there.
Okay, now I'm answered. And you have said it a million times, I must say, Dr. T, that the fake it till you make it concept is actually not right. Now I know it. Now I know what we're talking about. You then said again, Dr. T, that one's mindset is the channel that enables growth and allows them to either birth success or destroy it. What are we talking about?
Well. Here we are talking about the concept that says where value is not known, abuse is inevitable. Right. Where value is not known, abuse is inevitable. So the point here is that breakthrough without mindset is an error. And I'm going to speak to behavioral science. Breakthrough without the accompanying mindset is literally an error. And so if your mindset has not grown, but you come into money, you come into lots of money, or you come into some success, because the mind has not grown, the default mindset is still a poverty mindset. And the poverty mindset will register the success as an error psychologically. And you will find that someone will go into their wealth and totally destroy it themselves and lose it in no amount of time. I remember there was a time in our neighboring country where some of the guys that had fought in the liberation struggle, they were given money by government. Some were given, they were given $50,000 when money was really very valuable. Some of the guys got into a taxi, into a metered taxi, and they drive to Victoria Falls for 400 kilometers. The taxi is running. The meter is running. And some went to taverns and opened accounts there and said, for the next week, for the next 2 weeks, guess what? Drinks are on me. But you see, it's because sometimes when you get success without the mindset, your default mindset will literally destroy that success. And so that's why I'm saying your mindset is the channel that enables growth and allows you to either birth or destroy success. So it's either way. So your mindset is very, very critical. Some people, Rams, the lifespan of their relationships is only 2 weeks. Why? Because in those 2 weeks, even if they've broken into a circle of influence, their mindset will find ways to destroy it. Someone will get a promotion that their mind has not grasped. They will find a way to just destroy that and make it a very, very terrible environment. So the main ingredient, the main tool for sustained success is not the actual acquisition of wealth or the acquisition of that success. No, it is the growth of the mind to that next level. See, once your mind has seen it, once you've grown there, the body will not fight what the mind has already grasped. That is the power of it. Remember, we say, a fool and his money are soon parted. Yes. It actually says, it means that a foolish person spends money carelessly and will soon be penniless. And so that is the concept. So people that don't grow their mindset will always buy into the limiting beliefs that they are beneath the level of sustainable growth, And the funny thing is that psychologically, you will only find rest after you've totally squandered your success, totally. Then you find rest because now you are back into your default mode where you are comfortable.
Wow. Wow. I'm going to play this tape for a friend of mine. I'll tell them about it because I think they're actually doing that. It's not with money, but they've been gifted something that they completely waste because they're still in the mindset that says, I don't qualify for this. I belong in the past. I belong in Egypt. I can't go to the promised land. I'm an Israeli child, Israelite who belongs to the land of slavery. That's where they still are.
Yeah. The other challenge there as well is that people need to appreciate, you'll find that people who are sustainably successful appreciate what it takes to be truly successful. They appreciate the process. But somebody who comes into success without necessarily going through the process finds it very, very easy to actually be wasteful with their success. If you sit around certain circles of successful people and hear how they talk, and you hear how they protect the pennies, you think that successful and wealthy people will be the most splurgy type people. No, they actually protect their pennies, And so you realize it's a totally different mindset when you are looking at it from the outside. You think, man, it's a splasher's paradise. But no, it's actually people who appreciate the process it takes to get there. They also know how to sustain it once they are there. It's a serious mindset shift there.
A continuation of this theory, Dr. T. I once listened to a conversation led by an American preacher man, a pastor, and he said, and yet there are still those people who will work hard for something. And he made two examples. He said there are people who will work hard, build a business or build their career, and then they get that letter that says you've been promoted. Or they build their business and then they get that phone call from a client that is completely above the level where they've been operating. And he said the third example is also the guy who's been in poverty forever and been praying to God for deliverance, and it's like, please God save me, things are going bad. And then they place the one bet for 250 rand on the Lotto, and 5 million rand walks into the house. And he says, and when that comes to those three people, the example, they then work against it in the sense that, but I don't deserve this. So I'm saying it's an extension. In this case, it's not going back to poverty mentality, but it's that one that says, but not me. I'm not worthy of this big account. I'm not worthy of this promotion. And they suddenly do not believe that the successful people, because they believe they're not supposed to be successful, in spite of the fact that they work for it. They got the MBA, but they refuse the promotion.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You see, now that's the power of a belief system. Because when you look at the neuroscience of human behavior, we are the full embodiment of our belief systems. We never argue against our belief systems. We always argue from our belief system. So what one sincerely believes about themselves is actually the script that will play out in terms of their behavior application. So if someone believes that they're actually not worthy of that level, no matter how much you try to convince them into it, their very nature is antithetical to the new level, and they will either destroy it, or they will run away from it, or they will just not do it justice, do that opportunity justice. It all comes back to a belief system. And guess what? The belief system is grounded and founded in terms of the mindset that someone has. This is the engine room. It's not what you do with your hands, but this is the engine room.
So then what does it take then, Dr. T, for me to grow into that space? I have put in so much work. I have, for the last year, Freddie and I have built this platform. What does it take for me to really grow so that when that success comes, I'm ready for it?
I think there's one thing, Rams. Growth takes intentionality. Growth takes intentionality. Once you are intentional about growing, you will start to consume things that will make you grow. You will start to relate at a level that will make you grow. And you will find that growth itself will culture you into a certain way, And I always say, find a way to grow into your success. Because if you grow into a level of being a millionaire, certain things will come into your life. Because success attracts success. Why do successful people like doing business with other successful people? It is because the red carpet of success can recognize other red carpets of success. And so you find that success attracts success, but that level of growth takes intentionality. And it's not about going after stuff. No, it's about growing yourself as a person. It's about growing your character, expanding your knowledge, making sure that you are walking through doors that will grow you, generate work on your gift. There's somewhere in the Hebrew writings where it says that a man's gift will make room for him and bring him in the presence of the great. So when you work on yourself, the very fact of that internal work that you are putting into yourself, investing in yourself, then starts to open up new dimensions which you can naturally walk into. There is nothing as painful as grabbing someone who doesn't belong into business class and putting them there. You will feel guilty for all the 18 hours flight to Atlanta, Georgia. You are feeling guilty. You are spilling drinks all over the place. It's because you know you don't belong there.
I have a real life example of that, Dr. T. And the fellow is late, so I still won't mention him by name, but he's late, so I can mention the story. Right. And I remember this vividly, 1996. 7 of us were invited to Denmark, and we were flown first class, not business class, Dr. T, first class. I had never flown business class. I moved straight to first class. And oh man, this gentleman just drank and drank and drank. And at some point he was sleeping on the aisle, Dr. T. I mean, it was so embarrassing. I did not know what to do. I mean, it's when we went overlaid at Heathrow. Right. He got drunk while we were at the lounge. When we had to go aboard to connect to Copenhagen, we couldn't find him. He went to the loo to do number 2, but he locked in, then he slept. They had to break the door to wake him up. Oh, Dr. T, yeah, that example is too close. I know it. I saw it.
I know. It's very, very painful because you see, you can't buy class. And class has got nothing to do with your circumstances. Class is a mindset. And you can't buy it. That's why I say hooligans who don't belong to that level will always stick out like a sore tooth,
Wow, okay. You have said this to me a million times, and I want us to conclude with it. You say success leaves clues.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Success always leaves clues. It always leaves clues. Because people who become sustainably successful have a quality. One of their qualities is that they are keen students of success. So people who become successful get there by being keen students of success. And therefore, they study and follow other clues of sustainable success. And that is why when you ask successful people, who's your friend? They will talk of other successful people.
Yes.
And then you find that, oh, okay, this one is that one is another successful friend. Guess what? Then they talk of circles. They've got their success circles and they've got their success cliques where when they sit, they speak the same language. But it's because they study each other's clues. I mean, I've sat in the company of some very, very successful people who've been very successful in business. I mean, you sit there and the level of conversation is all on building on one on another and just pulling each other to do even better. You see, so it's important to understand that great habits of follow up, resilience, generosity, creativity, multiplication are hallmarks of success. Success will always leave clues. So if you want to be successful, you may have to outgrow your current circle, if that is at a certain level, right? And here's what I always say. I say, check and see if the people in your circle either represent where you have been or where you are or where you want to go. But, so everybody has got a circle. Some people are in a circle that represents their past and they feel comfortable there. Guess what? You will not become a sustained success. Some people want to be in a level that only represents where they are. So everybody thinks alike and no one can think outside the box, so you are all stuck. But if you want to be successful, look for some clues and start relating with people who have been successful. It's not about talking too much. Even when you are in the presence of successful people, in the presence of the great, sometimes it's about being silent and learning. Look for the clues of success. Look at how they speak. Look at how they run their affairs. Look at what are the qualities that make them who they are. Ask a question, what do you do when you wake up in the morning? You'll find that some of them are readers. You find that some of them are investors. You know, there are certain atmospheres that successful people have, and those are the clues that can lead a lot more people into success.
Folks, I think you did not hear Dr. T. Let me repeat what he said because I heard him. Check and see if the people in your circle represent where you have been, where you are, or where you want to go. Think hard about this tonight, folks. In your circle, is it me who represents your past, Freddie who represents your today, or Lucia who represents your tomorrow? Then get rid of the wrong ones. Not in a bad way, but don't keep the wrong clues in your success path. That's what Dr. T is saying. And that's where I think we should leave it, Dr. T. I heard that line, and that's what I'm going to live with. I'm going to check whether Freddie represents my present, my past, or my tomorrow. If you don't see him on this show tomorrow, you know he represents the past. I don't want him anymore.
I hear you, my brother. I hear you. Our future should never look like our past, eh? Our future should look like the future.
Oh, man. I'm glad we ended it there because I get it even much more right there, Dr. T. Because as you were speaking, I kept on battling about how then do I finally define it. That's how I'm going to define it. My future must never look like my today. Must certainly, even more certainly never look like my yesterday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know. I think we laid it, my brother. I really appreciate it.
We got it, Dr. T. We got it. If they missed it, they know what to do. They must just watch the tape again and listen to you again. I got you first time. I was that kid that always got it first time. Thank you so much, Dr. Thando Sibanda. It's always wonderful having you here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure for me tonight. Thank you.
And have a great evening further. Folks, tomorrow is Opportunity Tuesday. Finally get to interview somebody that we've been chasing to interview for a while, even though that's for a quickie, an amazing small business that has grown very well, and then an amazing opportunity that we have for you. Do not miss it, 7:30 p.m., right here on Talk with Rams Live. Thank you, Fred. Went very well, and we shall certainly be with you tomorrow evening. From me, Rams Mabote, good night, and God bless.